The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Thank you for making me to lie down in green pastures. Thank you for leading me beside the still waters. And thank you for restoring my soul. Welcome back to part 2 of man, woman, and child living under divine decree. When we understandingly declare that the law of God is present and is in operation, we then have fully invoked or brought into action the complete law and the power of God. We have then fully declared the truth. God's truth, and that truth of God is the law of annihilation, obliteration, and elimination to everything that is unlike Him, the universal God. When we have stated this truth, and we must state this truth and apply it as taught in the science of the universal God to any discordant belief with which we are confronted, we then have done all that we can do, and all that we can do is necessary for us to do in the destruction of any manifestation of error that ever claimed to exist. Listen carefully. Error, which has no place in divine mind, claims to exist in human thought. I repeat that again. Please pay attention to these words. Error, which has no place in divine mind, claims to exist in human thought. Think about that. When we have put it out of human thought, we have driven it out of the only place where it ever pretended to have a foothold, and thereafter, to us, it becomes nothing, which means we must eradicate, eliminate, and destroy it completely, forever. You know why? Because there is a law of the universal God that is applicable to every conceivable phase of human experience. And no situation, circumstances, condition, problem, issues can present itself to any human being and human thought which can possibly exist outside of the direct influence of this infinite law. Let me repeat that again. There is a law of the universal God that is applicable to every conceivable phase of human experience, and no situation, problem, circumstance, or condition can present itself to any human thought which can possibly exist outside of the direct influence of this infinite law. The effect of the operation of law is always to correct and govern, to harmonize and to adjust. Whatever is out of order or discontent can have no basic principle of its own, but must come under the direct government of God through what we may term God's law of adjustment. However, we are not responsible for carrying out of this law. In fact, we can do nothing in any way to increase, stimulate, or intensify the action or operation of divine mind, since it is constantly present, always in operation or operative, and never ceases to assert and declare itself when rightly appealed to. Let me repeat that again. Since this mind is constantly present, always in operation or operative, and never ceases to assert and declare itself when rightly appealed to. All we have to do is scientifically to bring this law of adjustment into contact with our unfinished problem or problems, challenges, and whatever we may face. And when we have done this, we have performed our full duty. Someone may say, how can the law of God, the universal God operating mentally, affect my problem, which is physical? Well, this is easily understood when it is realized that the problem is not physical but mental. First, we must know that in the realm of causation, all is mind, and that there is no such thing as matter, and thus exclude from the thought the offending material sense. The original definition of word, or the word disease, is lack of ease, discomfort, uneasiness, trouble, disquiet, annoyance, injury. Disease is an image of thought externalized. The mental state is called a material state. Whatever is held in the subconscious mind as a physical condition is imaged forth on the body. This also applies to heat, cold, hunger, poverty, or any form of discord of which mental thought, though the human mind regards them as material states. Let me repeat that. Whatever is held in the subconscious mind as the physical condition is imaged forth on the body. This also applies to heat, cold, hunger, poverty, or any form of discord, all of which are mental, though the human mind regards them as material states. Very important to hear this. It can therefore be easily seen how the law of the universal God, which is mental, can be applied to a physical problem. In reality, the problem is not physical, but purely mental. And it is the direct result of some thought cherished in the human mind, impressed on the subconscious mind, and then externalized. Finally, if a person was drowning in mid-ocean, you and I, or anyone else for that matter, with apparently no human help at hand, there is a law of God which, when rightly appealed to, would bring about our rescue. Does the listener doubt this? Then you or I must believe that it is impossible for man or woman to find themselves in a condition where the universal God cannot help them. If one were in a burning building or a railroad accident or car accident or plane accident or whatever accident, or if you or me or he or she were in a den of lions, sounds familiar, don't it? There is a law of the universal God which could at once adjust the apparent material circumstances so as to bring about their complete deliverance. This concludes part 2 of Man, Woman, and Child Living Under Divine Decree. Study, take notes, and look forward to part 3. Have a marvelous day. And know, this is the day that the Lord has made. We all must rejoice and be glad in it. And the Lord is your shepherd. Therefore you shall not want. Stay tuned for part